All right. Good morning. It is Sunday, the 15th of January. We've officially crossed that 2-week threshold, which means that things are either going to start getting way more interesting or way less interesting. I don't really have any other way of putting it. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit, see if I can. I was having issues yesterday. I was uploading all the videos and I was like uploading them all and formatting them all, putting them all into a video format so that it's just the audio over a picture with the date on the screen somewhere, so I can upload them to YouTube or I guess Spotify if I can figure that out. And it was causing me a lot of grief. And then there was a large issue because I had to increase like the gain, the decibels for the audio, because it just wasn't loud enough, especially through my speakers. I've got it to a point now where it's like relatively loud with headphones at max, so you can have it like a little bit lower than max, because I don't want to force people to like turn my shit all the way up and then I don't know, it's just annoying having to do that. So I'm trying to figure it out as I go. But it is a tedious process trying to edit and get what I have. It'd be 15 today, 15 videos ready to go, ready to upload. I started uploading them. I've decided to go with the Mincho network. That's what the channel is going to be called. But yeah, it was a tedious process, and I was very busy yesterday, so I didn't spend too much time on it. But what I got up to, I went out for brunch with a friend, which was fucking sick. I went to this place called the Brown Bear Cafe, and my wife and I judge a cafe or a restaurant based on its hollandaise sauce. If you can't spell hollandaise, or if you can't make it properly, then we will judge you, and we probably won't return. But Brown Bear Cafe is one of those places that does it really, really well. Does it really well. And so we had brekkie there. We got to have a lovely chat. We were talking for like an hour and a half maybe, and then we went op shopping, and then after I had to put my chain in to get repaired. After that happened, we went when Maddie got home from work, we went to the beach, went to St Kilda Beach. I haven't been to the beach in so long. It was so nice. It was such a hot day, so it was so nice. I think it was like 37 or 38 when we were down there. So we were we just sort of put on a bunch of sunscreen before we left. Obviously we don't want to get burnt, but we were down there, we'd like suntan a little bit, like make sure we got a bit of sun in, and then we get in the water, and then we get out and we'd suntan a little bit, we get back in the water. We were there for like an hour and a bit, like not too long, because too much sun exposure is not good, obviously, especially in Australian UV. And then we went round to my in-laws, my uncle and auntie's place, Maddie's uncle and auntie's place, and had tea with them and just hung out, and then came home, and that was the day. It was a very fulfilling day, something that we don't get to do very often. I haven't done in a long time. I'm doing 100 days sober, 100 days stone cold sober. So only, obviously, unless you count sugar and caffeine, but my two biggest cruxes were pot and I guess next would be alcohol. I'm not really much of a drinker. I never have been, but I can throw them back if I am drinking. So I decided, one time I decided to go sober from just weed, and I found that I just started drinking more. And so, you don't want to have this pendulum effect of like using one substance and then getting rid of that substance to start abusing another. And in my opinion, it's far worse to be drinking all the time than to be smoking all the time. So I decided, let's do both. Let's cut them both out of my life completely, and do 100 days sober, and then I'm going to do another 100 days on no alcohol. I figured that I'm not much of a drinker anyway, but my birthday doesn't fall until October. Maddie's birthday doesn't fall until November. So 200 days no alcohol, 100 days nothing at all. I think that's a good way to do it. But you forget you forget sometimes. I think, and most people who smoke weed can attest to this. I think getting out and doing things when you haven't smoked, there's a level of fulfillment, right? It's easy because you can get stoned, you can go to a concert, you can get stoned, you can go to the bar, you can watch a movie or whatever. And when you're stoned, it's just a little bit more enjoyable. But you're limited to what you can do because obviously you can't drive, you can't really like do much, and if you don't, unless you have a lot of money, you're not going to fucking Uber everywhere and all that other stuff. So it's one of those things where it's fun, but keep it fun. Don't make it like the only way you can have fun. And for a little while there, and by a little while I mean probably like between the age of let's say 21 or 22 and 25, that was sort of 26 maybe. I'd say 25 because at 26 I did 100 days sober, and I was trying to look at it differently and have a different perspective. But I've woken up this year and I've just thought, I want to live a better life. And I think that this 365-day audio journal is going to be like a commitment almost to, I mean, I can't just get on here. I can't like smoke heavy and then get on here the next day with ease. It's not going to be easy. So like this is my new commitment, not being a stoner. I used to tell myself I was like fulfilling some prophecy because I was born at 4:20 a.m. Yeah, I at least make a joke about it, not necessarily truly believe that I was fulfilling a prophecy, but I remember days where I was trying to not smoke and I would just get agitated, and it was like, I guess thinking back on it was because at my core, truly at my core, I didn't want to not smoke. I was just doing it because I felt like Maddie would be disappointed if I did, or because I was like, I don't know how to put it. I just felt like I wasn't doing anything. I felt like I was going very stagnant, and then I was smoking as a way of dealing with that. But I was saying that I was doing it for fun, and then I guess that left a bad taste in my mouth, because then when I was doing it for fun, I couldn't help but think that I was doing it to like run away or deal with something else. And so it's become this challenge. It became this challenge towards the end where I was like in limbo about how I felt about it. But I really I enjoy it. I have fun. It's one of those things where it's like, you have to be a stoner to understand. But I think being able to take a break, this break is less about health and more about willpower. Being able to say that I did something hard, going from smoking daily to not smoking at all, going from drinking daily to not drinking at all, whatever it is, it's a challenging thing. And to say that I did 100 days, I committed to 100 days. If I fall short, if I only do 90, I'll be a little disappointed. If I only say 50, it's not challenging enough. You know what I mean? If I say 200, everyone's like, whoa, relax, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But we have this weird culture where like drinking is just acceptable, but it's poison. It's not good. You shouldn't put it in your body, but it's fun and it's legal. So why wouldn't you? And there's a lot of money to be made by the people who run the companies and who regulate it. So, it's not going anywhere. But yeah, I think there's a lot that can be said for the willpower side of things. And I struggle with willpower sometimes, I have this conversation with one of my old mentors about having free will or not. Do we have free will? Are the things that happen to us going to happen regardless, or do we have some sort of say? My argument is that it's going to happen regardless. Now, I've got a lot of things that happen in my life. I think that you can manifest. I think that you can be positive, and you can, things will just happen in your life. Or it could be a placebo effect where, because you're thinking positive, things happen naturally, and then you look at the positive side of that, because I'm sure you can look at just as much negative, and the same things could happen. But yeah, I don't know. It's challenging. It's challenging being a human being. And I think nobody gives anybody enough credit for that. Maybe not nobody. I don't think people give enough credit for that. I think that, having feelings, having thoughts, having ideas and dreams, and then having people around you that have all different forms of those and different ways of interacting with those. It's positive, obviously, because that's how we get a society, right? A society, or a culture is made up of its difference, of its polarities. Because we find a middle ground, right? It starts conversation. You have to find a middle ground. So someone who is like, I don't know. Someone who's let's say an extreme adrenaline junkie, like jumping off fucking cliffs and out of planes and shit, and then someone who's agoraphobic who can't leave the house. I'm sure that those two people, if they were put in a room together and had a conversation, could find some middle ground that would sort of, I don't know, create a conversation that helps towards building a better culture. I don't know. Think about criminals and devout Christians and how much good that's done by these criminals finding religion and finding community and a home within these religious communities. That's a positive thing, and there's polarity there because most religious people aren't going to go out and kill and rape, but most murderers and rapists end up becoming religious. So I don't know. Maybe not most. Maybe I'm talking out my ass there, but I think there's something to be said about it. I've just got Marcus Aurelius Meditations open on a page here, and there's a few things I've just sort of I've read as I'm like sitting here talking. So one of them is you should leave another's wrong where it lies. You should leave another's wrong where it lies. Like if someone does something wrong, why do you let it bother you? It's kind of like the opposite of what I was just talking about, hey? All things are in a process of change. You yourself are subject to constant alteration and gradual decay. So too is the whole universe. What is that, like a live life today kind of vibes there? Live life today. Don't, I actually wrote that in one of my notes. Why do we always live life tomorrow? Oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. Oh, I'll sign up for a gym next week. Oh, I'll get to the doctors when I can. Oh, I'll do this when I can. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll get there eventually. I guess that's a sore spot, and sort of comes back to what I was talking about with smoking. I felt like if I smoked, it would be fine because I can just get to the shit that I want to do later. But later never comes. Here I am at 27. I remember thinking at 15 what life would be like at 25. And if you had told me at 15 that I would be a pot smoking full-time worker, I would have been like, you're a dickhead. Because I thought I would have been, I don't know, a filmmaker or a TV personality or something. I don't know. I really genuinely didn't have any like big plans. Tattoo artist maybe, bodybuilder. But I'm a different person to that. I'm a different person who I was at 15. I've learned a lot in the 10 years or the 12 years since I was 15 than I did in the 15 years from birth to 15. Obviously that's meant to happen because you get perspective and you become more cognizant, but it was definitely, there was eye-opening moments, and there's moments in your life where you are someone before those moments, and then you were someone else after those moments, and I had a lot more of those in, I guess, between 18 and 25 than any other time in my life. And so hopefully that continues to happen, and I continue to grow and continue to be a better person, because I don't want to look back at 35 or 40 and be like, wow, I'm the same person I was at 15. How fucking devastating would that be? Being the same fucking person your whole life, not having any change happen. Anyway, Saturday the 15th of Jan, we're officially past the 2-week threshold. Enjoy your days.